Due to agricultural needs in the 1500s, which required land clearing and land preparation, it is safe to say that real estate profession appraisal began in England actually, while the natural right to own a property as a concept has roots or had roots in Roman law as well as Greek philosophy. On Let's Talk this week, the focus is on tricks and treats of real estate. And actually, we will be focusing more on New York City, even as we discuss in general. So, hello and welcome. I am Oluja Kemosaku with Mr. Michael Fadugbagbe, a New York licensed real estate broker. He is here to actually, solve all the problems that has to do with real estate and the hike in, rents where we are. So thank you once again for always watching Let's Talk and hope you enjoyed this ride with us. Thank you so much, Mr. Fadugbagbe, for coming on the show. It's nice having you.
A pleasure to be here, Joker. Thanks for the opportunity to be able to speak to your wide audience.
All right, thank you, sir. Well, before we continue, I would like to remind you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all of our social media platforms, and please ensure you share this video because someone out there actually needs it. So, sir, in my introduction, I gave a brief history of real estate. Can you please explain further what real estate is? I mean, definition and more.
Okay, real estate in general is broad in the sense that what is applicable, like in New York State, is more or less what is applicable in other states of the Federation. But when we're talking about real estate in US as an entity, it's the land and all the things that are attached to it. And when we want to go deeper, that is where we have to go to the area of, okay, these are residential buildings, these are commercial properties, these are lands, these are strips, these are units, and all those multi-apartments that people can see all over. All of them come together. Is just a form of different form, whether it's hosting, whether it's an individual is living there as a tenant, or a business is there as a tenant, or maybe some farms whereby they have like a strips, whereby they have multiple chains of businesses. So it's very broad. We have the residential aspect and we have the commercial aspect. So those come together to be able to form the whole real estate industry in US.
Oh wow! Thank you so much for that. Now, with this, is it good for beginners? And what are the different types of real estate that we have that people can actually look into?
Okay, a lot of times when it comes to the question of real estate, my own opinion and with my experience is that people, when you don't just, the system here is very, very good, and the way it's set up is very, very, you can follow once you follow the procedure. For somebody who's coming in, whether you are coming in as somebody who wants to buy a property to live there, or you want to buy multi-units, that is multiple tenants, or you want to buy like a strip, or you want to buy a mall, you want to buy a gas station, you want to buy different retails, like when you talk of buying stores where they have Macy's, where they have all these departmental stores and everything. The process is this: when you are buying a real estate in New York State, which I am as a broker, we start with you signify your intention. Okay, I want to buy a residential property. Then it's not a matter of, it's either if you don't have your cash to be able to lay out right away. Oh, this property worth $500,000. I have my $500,000 in the account. Okay, I need an attorney who's going to get involved. Then, oh, I like this property. You do your inspection. After the inspection, then you send in an offer to the prospective seller that they want to sell the property, or it can be an LLC, it can be individual. Then you go for the title search, you do all those things. But if you are not paying cash, then you have to go through the loan process, whereby what comes to play is how much you have in bank as like a down payment, the closing cost. Your credit score is really matters. They call it debt to income ratio. That is how much is your purchasing power to a layman. How many people are buying it? It's going to be like husband and wife, brother and sisters, or a joint, buyer. There's no restriction to what you can buy once you have the financial instrument, the financial resources to be able to buy it. But on residential, it's a little bit straightforward. But when you are going on a commercial property, like you want to buy 400 million, 300 million, 100 million worth of property, then it's a lot. You need to go to the nitty-gritty of the whole process. You look at everything that is involved. You have to look at it. Whether what you want to do there is, it has to be legal, whether the community approve of it, the variance, the structures, the transportations, everything has to be. Commercial properties a little bit thorough. It's a little bit, it goes way beyond a regular residential sale.
Okay, now having mentioned all of that, do you actually, or do we need a huge amount of money to start real estate business, or are there rules to these things?
To start a business, the clarification is this. If you want to start a business, like, if you want to be like a real estate agent, or you want to be, you go to this first thing, you have to be 18 to be a real estate agent. For you to be a broker, you have to be 20 years old. So as a real estate agent, there's 75 hours training you need to go to. People can Google it and see that. Then you have to be legal. I mean, either you are permanent residents, or you are a citizen. So you have to be here. So after you pass the exam, then you go for the test. You pass for the test by the state, conducted by New York State. Then you affiliate yourself with a licensed broker who will be like a mentor, who will be able to guide you. You'll be with that broker in the process of you gaining experience, know what to do, and practicalizing what you have been taught. That is for a professional. But let's say somebody who have 100 million, you have $1 million, you have 500,000, and you have a source of income that you want to invest. You don't need no license. If you are buying it on your name, it's just a matter of getting your pre-approval from the bank. If you have a minimum of 10% of what you are buying. The 10% goes in this way. Almost 5 to 6% of that 10% will be for a closing cost. Closing cost is the expenses you incur when you are buying, when you want to execute, when you want to buy any property, either you want to buy a land, or you want to buy one family or two family. There are some expenses that you need to pay upfront. That is what they call the closing cost. 5% of that 10% will go for closing costs, but the minimum requirement, they call it FHA, is 3.5% of the property you are buying. For a layman, or let's say I want to buy a house of $100,000 in any neighborhood in here, I need $3,500 as my down payment. That is 3.5%, and I need like almost 5,000 to like 6,000 as closing costs. So this case goes up like that. But if average minimum you have 10%, you can buy a property based on you having the financial capacity by getting a loan of the remaining 96.5% of the balance from the bank, because your closing cost is different. That's upfront expenses, but 3.5% of any property you are buying is the down payment. Then all other things comes in, but you have to get a approval from a bank or a private lender, irrespective of anywhere you get your pre-approval. Somebody will guarantee that after you put in the 3.5% down, they will come up with the difference at the closing. That is for a residential. Commercial property is a different ball game. All those things need to be negotiated, how much you are putting down. Then on commercial property, the difference is this: now they look at the income that is coming from the assets. Or let's say I want to buy a store now that have like 6 or 7 storefronts there. They have to look at how much is coming in, how much is the tax, how much is the water expenses, how much is the utility expenses. All those expenses have to be taken into consideration when you are doing a commercial property. And even the future, expected rents, how long or how old, how many years the tenancy you have there, the vacancy ratio, how many, the turnover, of tenants. Those things are taken into consideration when you are buying a commercial property. Not talk of like something like a multi-units, whereby you have 100 tenants, 200 tenants and everything. They look at the income, they look at the expenses, they look at every other thing. Then that is where they call it a cap ratio. That is sometimes 6, 7, 6, 8, 9, 10. But the higher the cap ratio, the better for you to get the good financing, and it's better for you for your investment too on commercial property.
Now, from all that you've said, it is obvious that this is actually different from what I've heard before. I remember many years ago, I was looking into this aspect of business, and somebody told me, "Oh, you don't need so much money if you just have at least $1,000." You can start it up. All you need to do is you use the same person's money to look for the house, and then you let it out. How true is that?
Okay, Joker, in fairness to that, when was that? How many years ago was that one?
I think that was 2018, like 2018.
18?
Yes.
18 years ago?
No, 2018.
Oh, 2018. Okay. But the irony of this is this now, where people are getting an advice, you have to look at who's giving the advice. Now, if anything has to do with legal now, you go to an attorney. If anything has to do with medicine now, you go to a doctor. So the same thing, if you are thinking of anything real estate, we have a commercial real estate brokers, and we have residential real estate brokers. If you are going into it depends on what you want to do. Let's say now you want to be buying properties now, you want to fix it up and sell it back. People can say, oh, there is you see a lot of ads there now. You can buy 10, 20 properties now. You don't need no down payment and everything. I can definitely tell you that is not true, because there are some expenses that come upfront. Okay, if somebody is going to borrow you $200,000, $500,000 now, and you say, okay, you come to the table now, you're not bringing anything. Going to be they need something to be part of, to be sort of your own contribution towards the deal. So on the investment property, if you're going there to not as a real estate agent, they are independent contractors. They are going there to earn. They are going there to be in between the seller and the buyer, like intermediary. They are going there now. They are being paid for their skill. They are being paid for their professionalism and everything. So once you finish the process of New York Department of State by the New York, and you get your license, you are licensed to act as an agent, between the seller and the buyer. In New York, it's very lucrative, unless people can, they just want to, not to tell the truth, but there's a process. They have to know you. You have to be, a little bit. You have to know what you are doing. You have to be honest with people. Treat them with integrity. So back to your point, if you are going to be a realtor, that is the name that we were called, You want to get your license now, you just need less than $400 to go to the school. After you pass, you have to read. Once you pass, you get your license, then you can be member of multiple listing, whichever is convenient. So that is as a realtor. But if you have your money, or somebody out there that's watching this video now, or you have a lot of money you want to invest, if you want to buy it on your name, yes, you can buy properties, you can flip properties in New York or anywhere in this country now without, your name and everything. It's a matter of registering an LLC, and a foreign national can do that. You don't need no social security, you don't need all these things, even green card on that. But let's say you are buying cash, but if you are borrowing, then the issue of you having a green card or being a nationality here now really matters, because somebody want to borrow you the difference, so they have to know, are you working, or maybe the property is enough to generate the income to be able to pay the mortgage, just the security of the money they are investing to you. So it depends on the route. So if as a real estate professional, you need less than 500 to be in the process. Once you are here, go to the school, get your license, you put yourself under a real estate broker, because you cannot work independently yourself. You have to be, it's like an intern in the hospital. After a while, then you can get your points, then you can apply for your own license and be a broker. But if you are investing, whether you want to buy a house, you want to buy a storefront, you want to buy a mixed-use property whereby you have a tenant on the first, you have a commercial space on the first floor, and the top can be for tenants. That because it's misuse, or pure commercial property where they are all commercial tenants. All those things is money. If you have money and you have your credit, or there's some financial things you can show to the bank that you want it, then they will give you the money.
All right, thank you so much for that explanation. Let's quickly go on this break. We will be right back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, the program is Let's Talk on DNT Work. And I've been speaking with Mr. Michael Fadugbagbe. He is a New York licensed real estate broker. The topic has been tricks and treats of real estate. So if you're just joining us, I would enjoin you to please continue the ride with us. Thank you, sir, for standing by. It's nice having you once again.
Pleasure to have you, Joke. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So, looking at how broad real estate is, could you please explain the place of the price, condition, and availability?
Okay, on the pricing, to a layman, there's no difference between you buying a car, where if you want to go and buy a Toyota RAV4 now, you want to buy a Lamborghini. So that's exactly what real estate is. But the only difference is this: location matters. No, the location that really matters, because there's some area here whereby, when you're talking of Hampton in New York now, where a single resident 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom house now can go up to more than $1 million, or some area in Brooklyn or in Manhattan, or those are expensive area that even we have an apartment rent, even in Manhattan, that can be like 4,000. 1 bedroom can be like $3,000. 2 bedroom can be like 4,000, 5,000, because of everything that is there. So when it comes to the area of proximity, then transportation wise, then the location of the property, then even the area that, in Queens now, we're talking about Jamaica Estate now, some area in Flushing now, they are very, very expensive. That even if one family house, they can go to like 2 million, 3 million, and all those things. So when people want to buy a property, you take all those into consideration. That They said that you cut your coat according to your, not even size now, to your clothes, to the material you have. Cost. Area, location of property justify the price, then how it's being built. If you go and buy a house now that they are all bricks, the price is quite different from those one with stucco. The stucco, those are the whites or the gray or the blue, something that they use. Then when it comes inside the house, it depends on the layout. So go to the house with all this well-made wooden floor, talking of kitchen countertop, talking of the well-modernized appliances, the refrigerators and everything, all the cabinets and everything, all those add value. And the more you move from one neighborhood to another, what you can sell, you can just go pass by in Jamaica now. You can't take it to Harlem, you can't take it to downtown Brooklyn or Midtown, Manhattan. No, those things, high scale renovation, high scale repairs, high scale appliances, and all those things. The same thing goes to Long Island. So maybe that are so expensive that when you go to a house, even from the gate, you see the lawn, just to maintain the lawn, they're spending thousands in a month. Let's talk of everything around the house. So location, condition of the house, proximity to transportation, to trains, and then the community, the taxes, everything come into play when you're looking at the price of the property. Everything comes to play when you're looking at how much the seller want to sell his property, and even the type of property that are available. So when you go to Manhattan now, from West 14, 15, 16, all the way to like West 60, West 90, and all those, you see all these high-rise buildings. Those are multi-million dollars properties. Why? Because everything is there at the beck and call. Transportation is there, food, restaurants, everything is right there. So it's all those things adds up.
It feels like a digression, but I quickly want to just chip this in. I don't know if, as a real estate broker, you know that, okay, there has been increase in rents to actually look at the cost of living in New York City, because I understand that every year landlords increase their rent. Why is that so?
This has to do with the law of demand and supply. And in fairness to all the landlords there and everything, not only in New York, it's nearly, we have a bunch of cities that, because of the rent. What really happened in New York is because of the space are not there. And people are trooping there, or they say people are living in New York now. It seems as if New York is the center of of this country. So when we have, when the number of tenants is more than the available apartments and what will happen? There will be like a competition. The price is going up. Even the city, this is just an open something. Even New York City is more or less the biggest landlord, because they have a lot of tenants. They are paying for people, giving them vouchers, subsidy, and everything. What the city is even paying now for 1 bedroom, for 2 bedroom, for 3 bedroom now, they are not even, I don't even think their employee can even afford it. But still, because they don't want people to be homeless, they don't want this thing. It's not that the landlord are increasing this thing. I'm a realtor. I work, and this is what we do every day. But in a situation whereby the taxes are going up, even the price, like we just mentioned now, a brand new 2-family property in Queens now, forget about Brooklyn now, it's over $1 million. So if the mortgage is going to like $7,000 for 2 apartments, let's just share it. 3-bedroom will be like more than $3,000 on a mortgage alone, where the interest is 7%. Or people say, oh no, what about the properties? The people that have bought their properties maybe for 10 years, 20 years and everything, it's more or less like that's the market. And that is what is going on.
Thank you so much for the clarity. I indeed appreciate your time. I wish you could continue, but we are out of time. Thank you once again.
It's a pleasure, Joke. Thank you for bringing
Yes,
to
sir.
the show.
And to you out there, thank you too for being part of the show. I hope you've been able to learn one or two things. It's very important for you to watch this video over and over for you to really get what has been said today, and expect more of topics like this throughout 2024. Until next time, when I come your way again with another exciting topic, please enjoy your day. Bye for now.